Alright, well, shoot. I had to pull over. You guys ever been driving down the road and we arm out the window? I don't know if bees or wasps or whatever, stinging insects, flying stinging insects, if they can see this coming, but I just had a stinking bee. Had my hand out the window, minding my own business, driving, and bee just flew into my hand, stinger out. He was locked and loaded, ready for my hand, and left the stinger in my pinky finger. So I had to pull over and dig out the stinger, I guess. So I think there's a little bit left in there. Anyway, weather's getting nice, and I think all of us I think just about everybody in the country now summer is well underway. It's gotten hot most everywhere, and I hope you guys are staying cool, and I don't know, make sure you go out and go swimming and fishing and camping. Enjoy this warm weather before winter comes back around. And I know we are. We tried the other day. The rivers here are still a little high for taking the kids out, for us to be comfortable to take the kids out, and a lot of the beaches aren't quite exposed yet to take them out. So anyway, we tried to go to the local pool, and somebody decided they were going to throw up, and so that was closed, and the rivers are a little high, so we couldn't go do that. And then we're going to go try and buy some water balloons. You know that they've gotten up to be like $10 for like whatever that is, those little things you hook up to the faucet and they automatically blow them up, you know, with the straws and all that. I don't know what they're called. $10. We weren't prepared to spend money on that, so we're like, all right, well, we'll just take the kids over to the grocery store, get them one of those milkshake things out of that machine. And I guess back up a little bit, we tried to take them. I called up the local motel, and which they've got an indoor pool, and they let the public do that, but it was 4 o'clock, and they closed that down at 3 o'clock to the public, so that didn't work out either. It was hot the other day, and we were just trying to find some way to cool off, and so we were going to go get the kids a milkshake from the local grocery store, and that machine was out of order, and so we're like, all right, we quit. Luckily, they have a slushie machine, got them slushies, all was good. We went and laid down on the trampoline with the sprinkler up underneath of it, and that seemed to cool us off pretty well. So yeah, that worked out. Golly, I tell you what, I'm having the heck of a time getting this fine little stinger out of my finger. But, well, I guess this is the perfect time to talk about and to recognize on our Facebook, we had posted, what is your favorite Bible verse? Last episode, we addressed the first 4 of them, and there was another comment that came in kind of late after we had prepared for the podcast, and I just want to take this time to recognize Cassandra's comment on there. She commented on the book of John, chapter 3, verse 30, and I figured, well, I'm trying to dig this thing out of my finger, out of the top of my pinky finger. We'll talk about that. Kind of pre-read it a little bit, and I can see why it's one of your favorite verses, Cassandra. Thank you for commenting on that and sending that to us. I looked up a couple of different Bible translations for this, and there's the first one comes out of the NIV. John chapter 3, verse 30, he must become greater and I must become less. I like that wording better than some of the other translations, which are, he must increase, but I must decrease. That's pretty common throughout a lot of the different Bible translations. The New Living Translation, though, I do really like that one. He must become greater, and I must become less and less. So, John the Baptist, he was preparing the way for the Messiah, for Jesus. And this is him talking. He's addressing the people that he's preaching to. You know, and what he is saying, he understands that ultimately the people listening within his ministry are going to follow Jesus, and he is in no way mad about that. He actually encourages that, and so there's nothing wrong with what he's preaching or how his ministry is, and that should be I'm going to tie this into, even though he's talking to the people listening to him, we can relate this to our modern times as well. We should all know that the way it's written, if you look it up, he is capitalized. So it's referring to Jesus. He must become greater, and I, excuse me, must become less. So he's encouraging, as well as and that's what a pastor or somebody within or a group of people do in missions. Our goal, just like this podcast, is to encourage others to follow Jesus. It's not to make us, or it's not the pastor's goal, or it shouldn't be anyway, to make themselves look good or to make us look good, or the ultimate goal is to help others in their walk with Jesus, or to encourage them, and it always points back to Jesus. So John the Baptist kind of uses an analogy in verse 29 with the best man at a wedding. Now, the best man feels joy when the groom gets attention, and the groom and the bride get attention. So using that, thinking of that analogy, and thinking about himself and what he's saying in verse 30, is that he's not mad. He knows that he's going to lose followers to someone greater, to Jesus, and that's the ultimate goal. So of course he's going to feel joy, as well as any of us trying to spread the gospel message, trying to spread the good news about Jesus. Is we should feel joy in leading people to Jesus. Not, there should be no focus on us. It shouldn't be, oh, look at me, or oh, they didn't really recognize me. What we want to see is, I think I got that stinger, by the way. Yeah, it feels a lot better. Anyway, people can't, just like John the Baptist knew, people can't follow him and Jesus at the same time. Just like in this, nowadays, we can't follow, or we shouldn't follow a pastor, or we should follow Jesus. And of course, people doing a ministry like us here at Undaunted Pursuit, or at your local church, or wherever you go to learn more about Jesus, that is just, if you realize your ultimate goal is always, how can I follow Jesus closer? How can I have a more meaningful and deep relationship with Jesus? That's always the goal. So, all right, well, enough rambling from me. I wanted to keep it short and sweet today. Like I said, I just happened to pull over. I've been needing to do this episode for this week. And as always, I appreciate your support. Keep listening to us. You can find our podcast anywhere you listen to podcasts. You can go to our website, undauntedpursuit.podbean.com. And I hope you all are enjoying the music. Zach Tyndall is amazing. Tyndall, whatever. We'll get into that. Hopefully he's going to be on the podcast real soon. So that'll be a nice little treat. We do have some really good stuff in store for you guys in the very near future, with some pretty awesome guests that are doing some amazing things. So, what else here? Let's see. Yep, check out Zach's stuff. Anywhere you can download music. Give us a good rating on iTunes. That's going to help us in the rankings and help get us noticed more. And I think that is about it. Any prayer requests, any comments or questions, I encourage you guys to go email us at undauntedpursuit@gmail.com. We'll see you next time here on Undaunted Pursuit Podcast. See you guys.